Okay, so today we're gonna replace the screen MSI GS63VR version 7 RF. So it's pretty quick. First step, we're gonna disconnect the battery. For that, just remove all the screws here, one by one. Okay, so quick tip here, this is clips on this part, the cover is clipped on this part, so the best way to open it is just to flip it from the front like this. And normally this should go away. Try not to break the clips like this. Okay, so the battery is here, really simple. Try to go smooth. You can use a screwdriver to help you, just to disconnect this up. Okay, so the best now is to put that back on, because we're gonna need to open the computer. So just, if you left the screw inside, just screw everything back a little bit to avoid losing any screws. Okay, so now the screen part. So I prefer to put back the cover, so I protect the computer underneath. So for the screen, this is pretty easy. This one has already been opened, so those parts are stuck with sticky paper with tape. So if you want to do it properly, you can use a hair dryer and try to heat that surface, so the tape is going to be easier to remove. And if not, you can do it like I did. So basically you just use a credit card and you insert it in the middle here, in between the bezel here, this bezel and this part. So first of all, you unclip here. You can unclip here, it's pretty easy. Boom, this is unclipped. The same on the other side, you can unclip it up. And then you can insert here a credit card or any other card and try to move it slowly like this. So just be careful, go slowly. This is pretty expensive. This is, I think, $80 from MSI, so it's pretty expensive. So just be careful. And if you do it as I did with the credit card, you can still replace the tape with another tape. Usually for me, it's been already the third time I removed this, and I just use the same tape. It still sticks, so there's no problem about that. So now I lift that up again. It's gonna be pretty easy for me since I already did it quite a few times. Okay, so here you need to be really careful, because there is the wire from the antenna here, the Wi-Fi antenna. So if you lift it up and you don't see the wire, so here I don't see the wire here inside the frame, so I see it here, so I try to hold it with my finger, hold it down. This should stay on the frame like this. Be careful to not rip it over. This is actually I don't think it is the antenna, it's probably the camera. So it's same here, is just tape all over the bezel. This is here is the same clip as here, so it should be removed quite easily. It's just tape. There is no wire here, so it's easy. And here is the camera, so if you can just lift it slowly and then hold on the camera module here. So if you want to see closer here, this is tape, which is usually taped to the bezel, so be careful when you lift the bezel. Just try to push that down so it doesn't rip off all the cable. The cable is on spot here, so it can go out, it's not a problem. We're gonna put it back later. So the screen, so basically the original screen had a vertical line here, a broken vertical line of pixel. So I just ordered a new screen on laptopscreen.com. Pretty fast delivery actually. So this is already the new screen, but I'm just making that video to show you how to replace it. So you just have, it's really easy, you just have to remove those 4 screws here. So here, 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 and here. Just be careful with the screws. Okay. So now you have to be really careful with the screen because it's really fragile. So just try to lift it like this, hold on like that. Okay. And so now you're gonna flip it over like this. And you're gonna need to disconnect the wire here. So you just remove the tape and pull on the connector. It's really easy, just disconnecting it. Easy as that. So you've got the old screen here. And we're just gonna replace with a new screen. So same technique, you flip it over. First we're gonna connect the connector. I think it's 48 pins. This is the 4K display, as it's the 7RF model of the GS63VR. Okay, stick the tape back. Flip over the screen. Okay. So here, be careful to not be stuck with the wire. It has to be loose everywhere. So here's the problem. So the wire has to be in between the screen and the frame. Here we go. We just put the screws back in one by one. So this is really easy replacement. Basically with only one screwdriver you can do the job. You just have to be really slow and careful. Those parts are really sensitive. So now the best is to put back the wire so it doesn't cause any trouble to put back the bezel. If you can use a small screwdriver, don't press too much, but you can press a little bit to put it in between, like this. So now here I can show you the bezel. The bezel is just some tape around here. I've been removing this bezel at least 4 times already, and it's still sticking. So I would say you don't need the hair dryer and everything to heat it, but if you want to do it really properly and everything, you can use the hair dryer or any heater. But then it's working fine for me. Or you can even like replace the tape by by two-side tape. I wanted to do that. I've got the tape, but I don't need it as it's still sticking. So now I'll just put the bezel back, clips this part. Again, don't press too much here, don't apply too much pressure or you could break the screen. Clips it here, and this bottom part has to clips as well, so just press it like this. And that's it. So now you just need to plug the battery again. Same technique, opposite direction, so you remove all the screws and you plug it again. The computer will not start on battery unless actually that's the case with mine. I don't know if it's going to be the case with all of them, but I guess so. If you turn it on now, it's not going to start because you unplug the battery, so you need to plug it in because it's charged in theory, so or maybe it's not charged, maybe that's why, but just plug it in and turn it on. And thank you, laptopscreen.com.